This is the Eibach Pro Truck rear reservoir shock fitting all 2015 and newer four-wheel drive F-150s. You should be considering the Pro Truck rear shock if your truck is lifted anywhere from 0 to 1.5 inches in the rear and would like to go with an extremely high quality component from an industry leader while adding a more controlled ride both on and off-road. Now this made in the USA Eibach shock will be sold individually and is backed by a rather stout warranty, all for right around that $300 price point per side. So the Eibach Pro Truck shock that we have here today is one of the components used in Eibach's premier Stage 2R setup, and in my opinion will be a great option for F-150 owners who have leveled or lifted the front of their ride with a puck or coilover style option, but would like to add some hardware to the rear and increase the on and off-road performance. Now this is also going to increase your rear end travel slightly on those lifted trucks, so that is going to be a side benefit for you here as well. Now the Reservoir rear shock will also offer greater heat dissipation as well, which again is just going to lead to more consistent, more controlled performance on and off-road. And as a side benefit, I have to say that nice little Reservoir piggyback shock there is certainly going to look pretty killer in your rear wheel wells as well. Now, as far as construction is concerned, well, for starters, the entire shock has been designed and built right here in the USA using very high quality components. Now, the rear shock does utilize a true monotube design with an internal 46mm piston and nitrogen fill. The bodies utilize a zinc-coated aluminum build, and they do also include billet fittings and rod ends, and the entire system is given a limited lifetime warranty, which is a bit of a rarity here in the suspension world, and is definitely a testament to the Eibach quality. All right, moving into our price point here for the Eibach shock, and they will come in around $300 per side, which does put these in line with some of your more premium options in the category, such as the smooth body Fox options for the rear. But you have to keep in mind that the Eibachs are going to deliver the reservoirs along with that solid warranty overall, so definitely take that into consideration for this price point. All right, last but not least, let's switch gears and get into our installation. And the site's gonna call this a solid 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you, I would say, about 45 minutes to install here per side. And now to give you a better idea of how this one might go down in the garage or driveway at home, let's throw it out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
For this install, you will need an impact, a 15mm socket, an 18mm wrench, a pry bar, and also not shown here is a jack and jack stands or a few pole jacks. What's up guys, today we're going to be installing a new rear shock on our F-150, so let's get started. Alright, so now we're going to remove and replace our factory shocks. So we've got a pole jack underneath our rear differential on the side we're doing. We're going to need a 15mm socket on an impact and an 18mm wrench for the bottom mounting bolts. The top mounting bolts have flag nuts, so you don't need a wrench, just your 15mm socket. So we'll get those off and get our new shock in place. Now on this side you will need a wrench. The driver's side does have the flag nut. Also put a hand on the strut, or the shock rather, to make sure it doesn't swing and hit you. Alright, so now we can begin installing our new shocks. Now you do have an external reservoir on these, so you want to place that reservoir where it's not going to be hitting or interfering with your mounting points. We're going to reuse our factory hardware and get the upper portion in place first. Get this in position. Now we'll reinstall our bolt. We'll reinstall our factory 18mm nut. Now we'll tighten this down using our 15mm socket and 18mm wrench. Now we'll get our bottom bolt in position. Now you may notice this is going to be a little bit longer, and it also is pretty stiff. So we've got our factory bolt in our hand, and we've also got a pry bar. We're going to hook this into our lower perch and compress our shock, and we'll push it into position. We'll make sure that stays as straight as possible, and we'll get our bolt in place. Have to work this around a little bit. Now we'll reinstall our 18mm nut. We'll come in with our 18mm wrench and 15mm socket and tighten this down. Alrighty folks, that about wraps up our review and install of our Eibach Pro Truck rear reservoir shock for a 0 to 1.5 inch lift on your 15 to 25 four-wheel drive F-150, excluding the Raptor. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.